We're here with Butler softball coach Doug Chance right before the team leaves for the National Softball Tournament in St. George, Utah. Coach, talk about, first of all, the excitement of getting back to the National Tournament for the second time in a row and the fourth time in program history.
Well, we had to work a little harder for this one. Fought through a lot of injuries. We started 7 freshmen this year, and so actually I think that when you do it that way, I think you appreciate it a little more. So nobody expected us to be here, and here we are.
And you talked at times during February, the team was struggling a little bit trying to find its identity, working through some injuries, and you said that it only matters if we're good in May. And now here we are. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, yeah. One of the things I told our players early on is we're going to lose a lot of games, and as long as we learn from those losses and get better from it, then it'll all work out at the end. And like I always told them, as you just said, we don't have to be good until May. And I think at one point we were barely maybe a game over 500. I think 25, 30 games into the season we were barely a game over 500, and then we ended up winning something like 25 out of our next 28 or 29 games, something like that. So the challenge is to keep everybody engaged and get them to buy in when they are going through the hard times and when they're losing some games. And I was proud of our team that they actually stayed engaged, and they kept the goal in mind that they just wanted to get better each game.
And let's talk about your path to nationals. To get there, you had to win 3 straight games in the 3-6 tournament, back to back to back. Talk about getting your team focused to play 21 straight innings of softball and come out on top in that tournament with your back against the wall.
Yeah, we certainly did it the hard way. I don't know if, as far as the Division I JUCO Jayhawk, I don't know if any team that's ever lost and came back through the losers bracket and won it. After that loss to Garden City 2-0 on Sunday morning, I told our players, I said, look, we are the only team here that has the pitching to be able to come back through the losers bracket. No other team has the pitching that we have. And we got to the championship game, and Mac Millspaw had already thrown 14 innings on the day, and we gave her the ball and said, look, you can give me 1 batter at a time. I said, don't look at it as if you're going to pitch 7 innings, pitch me 1 batter. I said, you get that kid, then go get the next one. And as soon as you're done, then we've got help for you. And next thing we know, it's the 7th inning, and she's still throwing fine. So she gave us 21 innings on the day and gave up 3 runs, I think, in the entire day.
A lot of freshmen on this team, but you are one of just 7 teams in the national tournament who is coming back from last year. Does that help at all for those kids who do have that experience from last year?
Well, I think it does. Some of these kids, when they're freshmen, they get there and they're just happy to be there, and they're a little bit overwhelmed. So that's going to be that's usually going to be a problem for a lot of teams, but I don't think it'll be a problem for us. I think our freshmen are pretty cool-headed, and they don't seem to get overwhelmed. We go in the fall, we play against University of Kansas, played University of Arkansas, Creighton, Wichita State. You step on those fields, and if a kid's going to get intimidated, they'll do it there. And we went out there and played with those teams in the fall and didn't bat an eye. So I don't think our freshmen are going to be. I don't think it's going to be a big deal for them to be on a stage like that.
And talking about playing competition, you've already played 5 of the 16 teams in the tournament. So what does that do for your team, already having seen the level of competition you're going to see in Utah?
Well, I think it helps us. I mean, the number 3 seed there, I believe, is Blinn. Early in February, we lost to them 10-7. They scored 3 earned runs on us. That's when we had some injuries there, and we're having difficulty throwing the ball around the infield because of the injuries. So we're right there with them. Temple, we lost in 11 innings to them. We lose to NEO 11-8. We hit their pitching really well. And again, this is when we were struggling. We weren't playing well yet. We're a different team now. So I think it helps a lot knowing that we can, that some of the top teams in the tournament, we've already played them and we've already hung with them.
All right. Anything else about a 4th trip to the national tournament for you, Coach Chance?
Well, I'm just happy to be there, and hopefully we'll get to, make you guys proud back here. So.
All right. Thanks, Coach.